The Chinese Communist Party is celebrating its centenary throughout this year with a cultural extravaganza of film, stage productions and musical performances. And one music track released for the occasion has caught attention outside the country. It's a collaboration involving 100 Chinese hip-hop artists singing the praises of the ruling party. And it's seen by some as an example of the extent to which a subversive genre has been used to serve the establishment. Crassy Twig from BBC Monitoring reports.
China has a long tradition of using music to inspire patriotic feelings and love for the party. They have become known as red songs. But in the last few years, a more contemporary genre has joined the traditional, and it has been labelled red rap. This is the latest example. It's a song called 100%, released to mark 100 years of the Chinese Communist Party. It's a collaboration involving a dizzying selection of artists praising the achievements of the country for a whole 15 minutes. Grégoire Bienvenu is a researcher at the Sorbonne Nouvelle University, specializing in the Chinese hip-hop scene.
There's state-endorsed rap music for everything in China, from Karl Marx to, the call for vaccination against COVID-19.
A lot of these kind of government messages appearing in rap songs, you see a lot of these appearing in state media, and these are platforms like People's Daily that are giving them a lot of prominence.
Kerry Allen, who's China media analyst at BBC Monitoring, has been taking a close interest in this music and its relationship with the state.
The government has been wanting to maintain an audience. People's Daily, you see it at bus stations. It's not a newspaper that people actively read. So a lot of these long-standing institutions, they have to find ways of appealing to young people.
But as much as the lyrics of these songs may follow an official state narrative, not everyone is convinced of the party's active involvement in their creation. One argument is that a lot of these songs, by rappers who typically are young people from cities, convey genuine patriotic feelings, a hit back at Western criticism of China.
Hey, democracy, I heard you're never gonna stop the hypocrisy. So many years you've been...
I think people tend to confuse propaganda project with songs that express basically nationalist sentiments or songs that were used for some particular reasons.
Kanye, an academic at the University of California who has studied hip-hop censorship in China, says there's a purely pragmatic reason why artists might want to be involved with such projects.
Some members of these subcultural groups wrote songs like this in order to be recognized by the state or in order to be legitimized by the state. You can't be subversive to be commercially successful. That's the red line that everybody knows.
Commercial success depends on the ability to perform on big stages and get promoted on popular platforms. And that can lead to self-censorship, a concept familiar to journalists working in Chinese state media. Grégoire Bienvenu again.
Chinese rappers are very intelligent and they always navigate between what they can say and what they cannot say. They are always playing what we call the edge ball strategy, trying to find yourself on the edge to maximize your audience because you will gain in authenticity, but to prevent yourself from being trapped by the state censorship.
Chinese hip-hop was never particularly politically subversive, even in its underground days, before it was propelled into the mainstream by a TV show called The Rap of China in 2018. Official objections that followed centered on cultural attitudes to sex, drugs and tattoos. But despite the apparent taming of the genre, a few recent examples observed by Grégoire Bienvenu showed its potential as a medium for implied disapproval. The songs that stood out for him came by less-known artists as a response to China's handling of the COVID-19 pandemic.
There has been kind of general negative feelings among the Chinese society in the month of February 2020, and we can really feel this in the songs. Some kinds of criticism would also appear. Of course, it's never blunt criticism, but it is said between the lines.
Grégoire Bienvenu ending that report by Crassy Twig from BBC Monitoring. This is the World Service.